Well, hello again everyone. As you can see, we're back in our favourite park, and we're going to try and walk down to the Teakle Ruins and show you what they're all about, and at the same time I'm going to tell you a little bit about bush care. So I'll cut the video here and see you in a minute. Okay, we're back on the trail. We're halfway into the ruins, and luckily for us though, I haven't come across any snakes or anything. The wife's getting a bit tired at the moment. It is a very sunny day. We have had a lot of hot weather out here lately, and where I work, the people that work there, the young people, they come down here regularly, and I'll show you on the way back some of the plantings that they undertook, and they're doing quite well. They plant native trees which they grow on site, and they come out here during the cooler months and plant them into the bush, but we'll catch up with that later on up further. These are fantastic trails, like I say, for mountain bikers, particularly in winter time. You get an awful lot of people down here on their mountain bikes. We did pass quite a few earlier this morning at the top of the hill. Oh, here we go. See these plants here. Our young people on our work site. There's some more in there. This one there, this one here, this one here. They're all, another one right there. They're all planted by the young adults that are from my location where I work. I'm coming down here to another junction. It's quite warm today. It's around about 30 degrees. And we'll just check this sign, see which loop we're going to go on. It's a Valley Circuit, Ruins Loop. We're going this way. Now, one of the main reasons I brought you on this trek is many years ago, when I first came to South Australia, I met up with a group of volunteers down south of Adelaide it was, and it was a revegetation project, and they were going out into the bush, and they wanted to but draw on some of the skills that I had and my manpower to do some revegetation work. As you can see here, there's clearly defined tracks. It's recommended in all these national parks you don't wander off the tracks. But anyway, what was happening was we were going down clearing areas of weeds and putting in new seedlings. And one of my first trips out with these people, I'll just show you what we did. I'll just stop here for a second. Now, clearly defined tracks. What we did, for instance, we walked right out here into the bush, and there was about 20 of us, and we trampled. You can imagine what 20 people would do to that. We trampled down the bush like you wouldn't believe. And we went over there into the bush and removed a whole heap of weeds, put them into big garbage bags, and then dragged them all back out to a place like this onto the road. Now that went totally against what I was taught many years ago. I've got the book in my backpack, I'll show you in a little while, but I'll just wander over here, just off the track myself, and like for instance, what will I pick up? So a little bit of grass here, don't want to disturb too much. Righto. Now what I was taught years ago was that if you do happen to pull out a weed, what you do, instead of dragging it out of the bush, prop it up into a tree. Oops, don't know if you can see all this happening, but hopefully you can. You prop it up into the tree. When you do that, you pull off all the little seeds. Now, all those seeds there, you put in your pocket. So you've got hardly anything to take out of the bush. And your weed, I'll pretend that's the weed there, but your weed stays in the bush, and gradually that breaks down and falls down to the ground as leaf litter. And it's dead, so it's not gonna, if it's a weed, it's not gonna do any damage. Just have a look down here. Check it out. Just awesome flowers around here. But anyway, that's what happens. And then what we all do is we walk back to the trail, not carrying any rubbish, no leaf litter, no leaves, no branches, no nothing, because you leave them in the tree. Leave them in the tree, they'll break down, and all you carry out is a little pocket full of seeds. Now that makes tremendous sense. Now, what they said to me was, Paul, do you mind not talking? Do you mind not trying to influence the people that volunteers we have here? And in actual fact, we don't like your kind, and we'd like you not to come out with us again. So that's what occurred. I didn't end up going out with them, so oh well. Some people can lead to water. Anyway, just up there in the distance, I don't know if you can see that terribly well, we have the Teakle Ruins. And I'll just stop the video here until we get up there. Okay, here we are, we're back at the ruins. I'll just stand here and just scoot around so you can get an idea just how big the ruins are. Like I said before, these are under restoration by a voluntary group here. I believe it's the Friends of Cobbler Creek. And I neglected to mention before that this land that we're standing on is a traditional land of the original inhabitants of this area, the Ghana people, and they used this area as a resting place because the Ghana people here in South Australia, well, that's to our south down here, and they used all this land all the way up to our north, up that way, and this was in between. But they used this as a resting place, and also from here they used to gather food, textiles, you know, for making stuff, and also a source of food. There was an abundance of food in this area, and there was, believe it or not, a lot of water. But this was one of their resting areas, their traditional owners, and it's just a shame that we don't have more input by these people our original owners of this land and custodians. But they do have here, and like I say, the young people that come down here from where I work, they can do a food trail walk, and there is a food trail walk leading down in through here, and some of the Indigenous people, they explain all the different types of fruits, berries, and animals that you can acquire here in this land. But being a national park, and quite a significant one really, you don't come down here and help yourself. That's something you don't do in a national park. Don't take anything from a national park, be it a weed or whatever, unless you're got a legitimate reason to do it. You've got your permits and so forth, and that goes even to collecting seeds. I'll just have another look around here at the ruins. You might be interested. This was the original house by Teakle. I'll take you over and I'll show you the plaque in a moment. It's quite an interesting thing. Not a lot is known about Teakle's family, and apparently there was two families that used to live in this area, one here and then one further south over the main road. I can't recall his name, or the family's name, but they are the first white settlers within the area. But like I say, not much is known about them. And I don't know, do we really want to know about these first settlers that came in and destroyed the landscape, destroyed the people, and what an absolutely wonderful nation of people that we have here in this country. The Aboriginal people, their first settlers, to come here, and they cared for the land, they knew about the environment, and they took what they needed on a daily basis, no more. They didn't destruct property, nothing. And we have a lot to learn from these people, an awful lot. And yeah, nowadays we still don't acknowledge these custodians of this country. I'll just zoom in now on the Teakle Ruins map. If you want to, you can pause it. Hopefully it's all going to be nice and focused. I'll just zoom down a bit here. Shows you about the Teakle family. Pause the video just to read it. And as you can see over in the distance over there, that's Greenwith and Golden Grove over in that direction. That's to the east. Turn around a bit more. Heading south, west, and up to our north. So there you have it. Alright, hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Thanks for watching. Okay, the wind's just picked up, so hopefully I won't play too much wildlife with our video. But I just need to end this video with this. Here we have one of the greatest books ever written. Ladies who taught me an awful lot about bush regeneration here in Australia. Do yourself a favour. Go out and buy it. I bought it about, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago. Bought it from Demick's, $12.95. Geez, that must have been a while ago. But anyway, do yourself a favour. Go out, buy it for yourself, and learn about bush regeneration. Bringing back the bush, the Bradley method of bush regeneration. And this is what that land care group of people here in Adelaide didn't want to know about. So anyway, source it out online and enjoy the read. And thank you very much for joining us on this walk today. Cheers. Actually, one last thing before we go. I'll just show you this. There's a piece of tin down there. Just look over here. more tin there. Big piece of wrought iron there. See that? Big piece of wrought iron. As I said when we first came in here, you're not allowed to take anything. You're not allowed to take seeds, plants, you're not allowed to bring stuff in, but you're not allowed to take stuff. So all this stuff here from the original inhabitants, be it white men, the Teakle family, it's part of the heritage of this area. So if you do happen to venture up here, don't even think about taking anything as a souvenir to take home. And believe you me, if you look around hard enough, you'll find a lot of artifacts around here. There was just around the other side, just before, there was some bones. I noticed some bones there. Just don't touch them. Anyway, that's it.